This is Joe Pilla, your pop culture monger, and I am here with
Rich Sands.
And we're just going to riff on a couple of things that we want to tell each other about. So, Rich, are you still watching SNL?
I do watch SNL.
Because last week's episode was probably the best 40 minutes I've seen in a long time with Amy Schumer.
Okay, it's a 90-minute show, but...
Yeah, but I don't watch it after the, I never watch it after the Weekend Update. No, nobody does that. Like, losers do that. I watch the rest of it on Facebook. But what I loved about this episode was she came out and she did her comedy routine, which I understand. Did you hear about this? She went to Caroline's in New York City and she bumped a comedian off of the stage on his first headlining night when his friends and family were there after about 5 minutes so that she could practice her material for the monologue. And people were really upset about that. They were saying how you don't do that. And he loved it because he's like, well, now I'm in articles about Amy Schumer bumping me. I, of course, don't know his name, but I thought it was really good. And two scenes were my favorite. First, Melissa McCarthy coming in as the stepmom of Michael Che. Jordan, I know Michael Che's name, that one I got.
Okay.
Michael Che, Jordan Weekend Update was amazing, classic. But they did a Family Feud style or a Newlywed Game style game show, and they had she was hosting it, Amy Schumer, and one of the couples was a mother-son, and then it was Kate McKinnon as a very religious mother-son, and they were practically sucking face, and maybe they were sucking face. It was really good. But the part I loved the best was the Handmaid's Tale in the city, where they took the Handmaid's Tale robes and hats and had them in this cafeteria, and they were acting as if they were on Sex in the City. It was so creepy and fabulous all at the same time. It was great. Did you see it?
I did see it. I don't watch The Handmaid's Tale, but I knew enough about the show that it was a pretty spot-on parody.
I'm 2 episodes behind on The Handmaid's Tale.
All right, well, we won't spoil it here then.
It's so good. Go ahead.
So the trailer this week for Bohemian Rhapsody dropped. It's coming out in November, and it stars Rami Malek from the USA Network series Mr. Robot.
Emmy Award winner.
Right, and he plays...
Golden Globe Award winner.
And he plays Freddie Mercury of Queen fame, and the feedback is very good so far. He looks incredible, really looks a lot like Freddie Mercury. The music looks good. There's some fear that they may have straight-washed it a little bit. There's only one brief glimpse of him with another man in the trailer, but it remains to be seen, but the early buzz on that looks very good.
See, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me because it doesn't come out until November?
Yeah.
So here it is, we're filming this in May. So they want everyone to know there's a movie, and they want everyone to get excited about the music, which if it is him singing, it sounds a lot like Freddie Mercury, and it does sound like him, but a little bit different, so you think it is maybe Rami Malek. But they'll lead into that, and they'll probably have 5 different trailers.
Oh, sure.
But the way I like what they did in that trailer was, it's called Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, obviously, and they follow the making of that song, and I think it's good.
Yeah, so watch this.
And Mike Myers is in it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Now, what I'm going to talk about is something Rich really doesn't want to talk about. He hates The View.
It's going to be so many different topics.
I enjoy The View. I enjoy The View mainly because I love me some Joy Behar. I feel like I could be her child. I could be her boyfriend. I am all joy in all the time. And I love me some Whoopi, and the rest of them are good too. And Meghan McCain has grown on me like nobody's business. And this week there's some political stuff and some chaos going on. But what happened is they started the show and they were all talking about the camaraderie they feel for themselves and the fact that in today's political climate, people don't know the other side of the story. They just spit out their own ideas without truly sitting down and balancing 2 opinions and then making a decision. So that was really nice, and I thought that was necessary. Then they come back from a commercial break, and there was this older man in the audience who was a Vietnam vet, and I guess they talked something about the parade that's upcoming, and he said, we never had a parade. So the 5 hosts went around and they did a little parade for him. And they were all crying when they came back, and it was impromptu, and you could tell whatever they were supposed to talk about, they did. Then the final segment was this family, which has 4 children, and I think it was the second oldest child, has serious epilepsy, and he wears a helmet because he's always going to bang his head, and he can't have a full day of school because he needs rest, and he's on a lot of medication, and it's very expensive. It was just a terrible situation for any family to be in. So him and his older brother decided to write to different sports teams and ask for memorabilia for them to sign, and then they will auction it off to this organization that helps provide them with extra money to get to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. And they had a bunch of stuff there, and they surprised him with Kobe Bryant. I'm no Kobe fan.
Kobe was there?
Yeah, I am no Kobe fan from years gone by, legalities. But can I just tell you, the boys were so happy and they were in shock. The older boy just looked at the stuff they were providing him. For his brother, he was speechless. It was just so overwhelming to see this gratitude, and it came out of nowhere. So I tweeted to ABC and I tagged all 5 hosts, and I said that this was your Emmy episode. It was the best episode, starting the camaraderie to the parade to this little boy, and within a half an hour, all of them liked it. Maybe Whoopi didn't, but they all did, and I would. And Meghan McCain was the first one to do it, so I loved it.
You're a viral superstar.
I make things happen. I'm mongering. Hey. Yours?
So another trailer dropped this week that I was very excited for, and that was for the series finale of Sense8, which is a Netflix series that had 2 full seasons. They're wrapping with a movie that comes out in June. I couldn't really tell you what happened in the trailer. The show was a little confusing.
Could you tell them what happened in the last season?
No,
I
it's
can't
about
forget either.
8 people who are psychically connected across the world. It's incredibly, beautifully filmed, well acted, great characters. I love it, and I cannot wait to see this.
I started watching the 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So I started watching the 2nd season. I think I'm 4 episodes in, and honestly, I have to go back and rewatch them because there's so much going on. Who's the guy that plays the cop? He was in Quantico in the pilot.
Quantico or Quantico?
Quantico, I like to say that. Regular viewers get that joke. Oh, we're making ourselves laugh. Anyway, he was killed off, I think, in the 1st episode, and I saw in his IMDb that he has another movie coming out, another TV show. His name is Bill Smith or something.
Brian Smith.
See, I'm close, always close. And Quantico got canceled.
I know, it was one of many shows that got canceled.
Russell Tovey's out of a job. If he needs somewhere to stay, I got an extra room here, right behind that door, Russell. Hey.
I'm most disappointed in Lucifer being canceled, but it might get picked up by another network or streaming service.
Yeah. And this is the day before the royal wedding, which I'm sleeping through.
I will probably have the TV on, but I can't say I'll be glued to it.
At 5 a.m.?
No, they don't actually get married till like 7 or 8 a.m.
Oh, you'll be up.
Yeah.
Well, I actually really want to see Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon. They've got some weird characters they're playing on HBO where they're just like, they think they're at the Kentucky Derby every day and they just chat.
Reminder, I'm going to set my DVR for that.
Yes, I'll watch it on HBO Go because you don't have to really do that anymore. You know, in the modern age of
I'm old-fashioned.
With that note, thank you all for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. We are Pop Culture Monger on YouTube and Pop Culture Monger on Facebook. So keep mongering.
All right, have a good one.
Maybe that's a tagline.